What's up, internet world, and welcome back to the channel. Today I bring you a 2022 base Maverick. And the question on everybody's mind is this a truck? The question of the day is, why another Maverick? It's because this is a base one. Yes, it's the closest thing that I could find and get my hands on that is not a loaded Maverick. I wanted a base one because what does this give you? Well, you see they start at $25,900 in Canada and $19,995 in the US in the hybrid version. This is not. This is the EcoBoost, but it's the bare minimum EcoBoost. It's so basic that the XL is not even a different color. So if you're new to our channel, we have already reviewed the Maverick in detail. So in this video, I'm really going to talk about who the Maverick is for and obviously talk about some of the standard features on something at this price point. So let's get into it. As far as trim packages go, you can get them in the XL, the XLT, and then of course, Lariat. As far as colors go, you can get them in black, blue, silver, gray, cactus gray, white, and of course, my favorite, Area 51. As far as headlights go, they look exactly the same like all Mavericks, except the Lariat has an LED piece that connects the two. But don't worry, you still get LED headlights with auto high beam. Now the Lariat does give you this fancy little chrome piece that sticks across the front grille, and it does give you this little box for your radar. Now this one does not have a front fancy camera. It does have a standard backup camera like all Mavericks do, and it doesn't have these tow hooks that you can get on the FX4 package, which you can get on the XLT or Lariat, depending on what you'd like to buy. But here, we're cheap, so we're talking about the base one. We are cheap, but we like our power, which is why this one has the EcoBoost 2-liter that makes 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. Now you can only get that engine with the all-wheel drive, and that is a standard motor on the Lariat. You see, if you want the lower motor, it's the hybrid. Now the hybrid makes 191 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque, which is kind of weird why it makes less torque. But hear me out. It's awesome on fuel. The fuel economy on that thing is primo, so that's why you buy it. Now it's only available in a front-wheel drive with the eCVT transmission instead of this thing that has an 8-speed transmission. Now the interesting part about it is the Lariat is standard with this motor, but you can get the 2-liter on the base model and the XLT. You see, you don't have to buy the most expensive stuff to get the better engine or the more powerful engine. They offer it across the board, which is really nice. Ford, you're thinking. Now moving along the side here, truck guys will say this is not a real truck because it's not frame with a body on top. It's unibody construction. You see, it's built like a car, designed to be smoother and just more efficient to build. So here's the deal. We just reviewed the Land Rover Defender. That's boxy, square, and tough. And that thing was been an army truck forever. And that has switched to a unibody construction. And Land Rover says the torsional rigidity is 3 times stronger than a body on frame. Maybe Ford is up to something. Now, my favorite part about the Maverick are these wheels. Steelies are making a comeback. You can get 17-inch actual rims as an option, but who wants those? Buy the Steelies all the time, every time. Now, as an option as well, you can get these little splash guards that go here. But the cool part about that I've noticed is the fact that this is carpeted. These inner fender liners are carpeted. They're spending the money. I like it, Ford. And on the side here, you have absolutely nothing, just straight up plastic. You don't have a key fob in your pocket where you can walk up to the car and automatically unlock. No, you have a key, like an actual key. You don't even get a sunroof. You actually save the money. So save the money because the sunroof is actually worth nothing because you want steel. Steel's worth a lot of money today. Dear Ford International Sales, please do not sell Mavericks to any sort of government program. No military, no police for anybody else except for the 80% of North American people that would like to drive the Maverick and just enjoy it. We don't want this to be the next Crown Victoria. Maverick, side and the back of the Maverick. So as far as fuel capacity, you can get 14 gallons in the hybrid and 16.5 gallons in this EcoBoost. Now moving along the back here, I made a mistake last time when I reviewed the Maverick. I said that this thing has a payload of 2,000 pounds, but in fact, it's 1,500 pounds. Where I was mistaken is you can tow 2,000 pounds on a base Maverick. Now, if you want to tow anything more than the 2,000 pounds, you have to get the all-wheel drive EcoBoost engine with a 4K towing package, and that gives you a Class 3 hitch, and then you can tow 4,000 pounds because that upgrades a few things like the oil cooler, the radiator, a bunch of fans, and then of course you get a brake controller inside the cabin. So that's pretty cool. You can get it with this 4K tow package. Now, it's not soft close or soft open. So Ford, I think I got you on a trick here because you said that this thing has 2 levels. So I simply have to push this button, remove it, and put it up there, and then I have a second level. Except every truck does that. Every truck has these cheapy cables, and then it goes there. Yeah, so what's up with that? Same deal. That's like saying this truck can carry people. We know. Now, a cool touch you did give us though are these bottle openers, Corona. On the inside here, you do have a spray-on bed liner, which is an option. You have this manual rear glass. If you don't get it, you don't have it, and you can't put anything through. So that's cool. Thank you, Ford, for offering that. And the most important part, besides the stuff I'll talk about here, is the fact that this exists, and it's not that one on the front right corner that hits every single underground parking lot with your F-150s. So along with this rail system that is standard on the truck, you also get 6 tie downs, 2 here, 1 here, and then 3 on the other side. Pretty cool to have that. And you have something called flex bed where you can actually connect some electrical gadgets to power some LED stuff. Let's jump in. So if you're looking to buy a Maverick and you hate the color blue, we'll buy something else because this thing is all blue. The door panels are blue. All the plastic on the bottom are all blue. Yes, you get black seats, but if you don't like blue, you're gonna see it quite a bit. Blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da. So here's the deal. If you got cups, like a coffee cup, there's really nowhere to put them. But if you got one of these, then it's got perfect storage. Now it does have a few extra cubbies in here that may appear that you can put a coffee cup in there, but not really. And this doesn't fold down because this is a flat piece. But the cool part about it is underneath here, you got these handles on either side. You lift up and look at the storage. There's a ton of storage in here. It is plastic, very, very easy to clean. It's very deep. So you can put a lot of stuff in here, which I really like to see. Now, obviously, Ford does have some accessories you can put in here as part of their flex bed. But the cool part about it is that you get a USB and a USB-C standard. Now, this thing does have a 400 watt and basically an AC 120 you can plug in, but that is an option. Now, as far as seating back here goes, when I do sit back here, I will say that I've got enough headroom. I'm 5'9", 5'8 and a half. Yeah, I know, I'm short. Make fun of me. Now, jumping inside the Maverick, it's very easy to get in and out of. As you can see, there's just not a lot of effort being put into sort of getting out of it because it's too high or getting up out of it because it's too low. I like all the hard buttons and the easy knobs. Everything's very simple. Nothing can really break. It's basically dummy proof. It does have wireless charging, not this specific one, but you can get that as an option. It does have USB, USB-C, and then a cigarette lighter. Even putting in gear is super simple. You just turn it. And someone told me that the steering is hard. This thing is super light. You can just go like this, and this thing just rotates. And I'll show you guys that in the drive. But the last thing I want to talk about is this gauge cluster. This thing is from 2005. Super archaic, but hey, I guess it works. And I'll take it for a drive. Taken the Maverick for a drive, and I really wanted to get the hybrid base version with absolutely no options. So this drive is exactly the same as the last one because the only difference is the trim levels. That's it, XLT to XL, so there's no difference. So I'll recap. Very smooth, lots of good visibility, drives like a car, height's like a car, height is not like a truck. And the only thing people will look at you and say, what's that? That looks really unique and different. Similar to the Santa Cruz, it's sort of a unique looking thing. It's a car, but it's a truck. I'm not really sure. I want to do the drive portion simply just to talk about who is going to actually buy this small, compact pickup. Now, the reality is that most people will use this for landscaping. They'll use it for the same sort of things they're going to buy the Santa Cruz with, except this is a Ford. You see, Ford has a really big pull when it comes to obviously pickup trucks because the F-150 is the best-selling pickup truck in North America. So that is who's going to buy it. Maybe somebody that doesn't need the pickup anymore, or somebody that just wants light load, because this subcompact or super compact or whatever compact pickup you'd like to call it is perfect for that. There's no other vehicle out there that would do this. Again, as I mentioned, all the same height, good visibility. I'm sitting next to Corolla now and I feel like I'm almost at the same height. Maybe he's a little bit lower than me, but I feel like I'm in a normal car. This doesn't feel truckish when I drive it at all. The F-150 is very lofty. It does have, obviously you get sports suspension, it can be a little bit more stiff, but it's very soft and big and large, and even parking is massive. So if you want a truck that's easy to park, that's cheap, pretty much cheaper than anything you buy out there now that's a pickup, then hey, not a lot of options. So I went online to see how the Mavericks are selling. Now it depends on where you live. If you live in the city, well, there are no front-wheel drive hybrids available. And if you live in the country, there are no all-wheel drives with towing packages available. So kind of interesting, but no matter where you live, dealer markups range between $3,000 and $5,000, which is crazy. And unfortunately, we live in that kind of world today, which is really sad, to be honest. I'm like, well, that's the price you want. Let us pay the price that you're asking and don't bump it up. But, oh well, so if you guys bought a Maverick at dealer pricing, normal pricing, comment below, just so we can see the difference of who paid over and who didn't. That's all we ask. And as always, thanks for watching, and as always, I already said that again, don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up.